John H. Lilly, Independence High School. John, obviously 6-4, coming off a good season. You've made steady improvements every year, but lost that last game to Wyoming East, cost you a playoff spot. Had to be tough walking off the field after that one.
Yeah, it was, because we had a good group of kids that worked really hard. They bought into what I was selling, and we put together a pretty good coaching staff. And we had the opportunity in our hands, and we didn't get the job done. So it was a tough pill to swallow, and we lost a lot of players in a lot of key positions. But it kind of made us a little bit hungry for the off season. And we're real disappointed when the COVID hit, because we were really in the groove on weightlifting when this happened, and I thought we were about ready to take it to another level, and then we got slammed down. So it's kind of like starting over again.
You had to be creative because of the COVID. What did you guys do to kind of stay in shape?
Well, I elected to come in as a team. I know it's cornball and I know it's phony, but to a lot of people, but it's not phony to me. I believe that we're a team, and I wanted to come back as a team, and I didn't want to break up into pods of 10s. I wanted to come back as a team. I felt like it was important for us to come back as a team, as a single unit with a single mission, and share that one message that we wanted to get across, and that's being a team. So we elected to come back. We did have, I think we had 28 Zoom meetings, and then we had a lot of home workouts, and we had a lot of captains workouts where some of the kids would come up here to run, or go to the track or run, or go out to the YMCA complex. I was really ecstatic. I'd say 90% of our team conditioned very well. That we had a pretty tough practice today, and they handled it pretty good.
The fact that you have a young team coming back, did that factor into wanting to come in as a team? Because if you have experienced guys, maybe they can do pod work.
Yeah, I do believe that. I think you're very right. I think if we were a veteran team, we could have come back in and put this together in pieces. But we're real young, and but we're real talented. And I'll be honest with you, and we're probably as talented as I've been in a very, very long time. So we got a lot of speed, and we got a lot of talent. We're just young, and we've got to get experience. And the only way we can do that is play games.
John, you have one of the best running backs, if not in the state, and definitely in the area, in Atticus Goodson. He came in last year, and it sounds funny saying it now, started the season as a fourth string running back, works his way up to having an all-state caliber season. What is it about him that makes him great?
Well, he's pretty level-headed. I mean, he does. He can get all the publicity in the world. It just doesn't bother him. He handles that stuff very well. He started out at the bottom and worked his way up. A lot of kids that's very talented don't want to do that anymore. They want to start at the top, and I made him start at the bottom and work his way up. And he handled it very well, and I believe that's why the transition was so smooth. He's probably the biggest back I've had. I've had a couple Player of the Years. I've had some Register Herald Player of the Years. I've had State Player of the Years, but none of them was as big as he is as a running back.
What makes him so effective in the pass game as well? Because I think he had a couple 100-yard receiving games, and when you're a dual player like that, he's got to be one. I won't ask you to compare players. He has to be up there among the best dual players you've ever had.
Well, he is. I mean, honestly, he's probably a better wide receiver than he is as he is a running back. A lot of people, it's been a dead period in college, so none of the college coaches have been actively doing anything. But the ones that we've talked to, they really like him because of his hands. And he may grow into something that on the next level that he'll be catching the ball more than he's running the ball. But, right now, he's a load to bring down at 6'1", 215.
Being an ex-Marine as you are, John, I know that you're not going to take losing line now. You got a young team, so I know your expectations are not for rebuilding. It's to pick up where you left off last year and improve on that, right?
I don't
think. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I don't think we're rebuilding. I don't think they think they're rebuilding. We hadn't even mentioned it. These guys have won all the way up from first grade to where they are right now. They won the county championships. They won the youth league championships. They're used to winning. Our wrestler guys, they were all state finalists. They were only in the ninth grade when they were state finalists. So the way these guys kind of approach things is, they expect to win. I expect to win. We just really haven't even said much about it. I just think that we'll be, in the next 3 years, we'll be in contention for something special.
John, you got AstroTurf coming over to Independence. I stopped over and took a few pictures of it. It's coming along nicely. Obviously, they'll put the carpet down later. But what are your feelings on getting that turf, and how do you think that will help you?
Well, it's game changers for us. I mean, the last 2 years, the last 2 games, we hadn't even been able to practice. I mean, it's underwater, and it didn't drain, and it was a mess. And we tried to do stuff in the gym, but our gym's too small. And we tried to do stuff on blacktop, and, you know, you got to be careful out there so we don't get people skinned up. So it's tough to play games when you can't practice. So a lot of people think that it's a big deal, you know, having turf in the games. It's really not. It's a big deal having turf in practice. So you can get out there and practice. Plus, you can do stuff in the off season that you can't do in the mud. So, you know, it's a game changer for Independence. I imagine it's a game changer for everybody, but especially for Independence because we have such a strong youth program and a strong middle school. There's a lot of football being played, and that's one of the advantages we have here. We're built from the bottom up. I mean, we can tell you who the first grade quarterback is, and we can tell you who the 12th grade quarterback is. So we're a football program built from the bottom up.
You're getting a chance to practice over here at Old Stokoe High. It's the Mountaineer Youth Football League field now. Any sentimentality among the community for, you know, getting to come over here and play on one of the old feeder school programs?
Yeah, we've had a lot of old timers come out. They're really excited. The community's kind of excited for us to be here. You know, we've kind of got to watch it because we can't have people coming around because of these COVID guidelines. But I've actually had a lot of buddies of mine text me because, like Duck Riley, who played starting tailback for WVU from Bobby Bowden, he's going to come through the area tomorrow, and he might stop by and practice because he played on this field. He was a Norfolk, played Stokoe here back in, I guess, the late 60s. So I've had a lot of old-time football players just kind of have a lot of fun with memories playing out here. But it is kind of fun playing out here. I compliment my coaches. Man, to bring a weight room and the whole football operation out here for 3 weeks, they've just done a great job. And the kids, we've almost had perfect attendance. And, you know, with all this COVID mess going on, I think that's a great sign.
How will you work out the missing the first game? Will you be able to switch things around? How will that work out?
Yeah, we're not going to be able to move it around. There's no open dates that is conducive for Liberty. And, you know, we only have the last week open. We thought we had a couple teams that we could put in that 11th play date, but that fell through. So that's still a work in progress. I'd like to have 10 games. If we can't get 10 games, then, you know, we'll roll with 9. But I'd like to find somebody to play.
Okay, John, I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.